But if you're involved in business, do you maximise the opportunities available through broadband? Well, Small Business Victoria is running a workshop in Echuca next Wednesday, the 22nd of June, and Fergal Coleman is director of Symphony 3, a Melbourne-based IT firm, and he'll be speaking at the workshop. And he joins me on the line this morning. Good morning, Fergal.
Good morning. How are you, Gail? How's it going?
Good, and thank you for
Thanks for the earlier introduction.
That's right. Not many guests get two introductions, so well done. Now tell us, look, what are some of the changes that we're seeing worldwide in the area of technology?
Look, things are just changing so quickly. We had the dot-com boom back in, the late 90s, early 2000s, and I think we're seeing that whole fervour and, overvaluation of stocks going on with the social media world at the moment as more and more people jump on board. So we're seeing it across, technology is just changing everything so quickly. You've got stats out of the States where 2009, 1 in 8 people who married had met online, for example.
Wow, so there's lots of benefits to the internet.
So people are prepared to make the most, to start the most important relationship of their lives online, and it's no longer, just the territory of the geeks or the tech savvy. You've got the newspaper industries obviously struggling. You've got 500 million people on Facebook. Half the Australian population are on there, and they're spending 30 minutes each time they log in. You've obviously got what's happening in the Middle East and driven by technology. You see the retail chains are really starting to struggle now as well. So it's changing absolutely everything we do, from our most important relationships to how we actually conduct business. And of course now we've got the rollout of the NBN, which is just going to put it into warp speed again. So the internet's only been around for 15 years, and we just look at the changes that have happened so far. The next 15 promise to be, even more exciting and more daunting.
Now, the NBN is the National Broadband Network, but if that's not available, it's gradually being rolled out across Australia, there's still ways that business can get up to speed on getting effective use out of their internet. So what can small business do to ensure that they're making most of being online?
Well, I think the thing about the NBN is nobody knows for sure when exactly they're going to get it, apart from, the first and second sites. I think it's becoming more and more likely that everywhere is going to get it. So businesses need to start preparing for it, because it's just going to change, it's going to change whole communities and whole industries, just because this ultra-fast speed is going to be available, which makes new markets available and new competitors available for people. So businesses, first and foremost, there was a recent McKinsey report on small business, and one of their key recommendations was that all business leaders must put the internet at the top of their strategic agenda. So it's no longer kind of something that's out there. Will somebody kind of put a website together for me? I don't know much about computers. Business leaders need to know about the internet now, because it drives their business and it enables their business. So more and more cloud computing is a word we hear a lot about. And in simple terms, that's just, it's technology becoming like electricity, so you can turn it on and off as you want and rent whatever applications you want. So that gives the opportunity to small businesses to tap into, really great technology at a much lower cost than they would have had to have paid previously.
Mm. Now, I've heard about a country being able to turn the internet off or the cloud off. So will that have a huge impact on business if they go all online?
Say that again?
I've heard about a country being able to turn the internet off and restrict people's access to actually using the cloud, so to speak. But say if you are using the internet, what does small business need to be aware of when it comes to e-commerce?
Look, I think e-commerce, the first and foremost, people need to get to start with, you can't just jump in at the deep end. There's still a huge amount, and I don't have the stat to hand, but there's still a huge amount of Australian small businesses that don't have websites, and a lot of businesses that have websites that aren't hugely functional. What we're going to see is more and more interactivity on websites, video interaction, 3D pictures of products and services. This is what consumers are demanding. So even in the retail space at the moment, most people going out and buying products and services have already done the research online. A lot of them are just going out to kind of touch and feel the product. So you need to provide that service as a business owner. You know, you need to have really clear information on your website, multimedia, if possible, that engages customers and provides service to customers online.
So I guess I know that you're an IT consultant, so you might already have a preconceived answer to this question, but what sort of skills do small businesses need? Do they need to get on top of how to change the website and that kind of thing themselves, or outsource?
Look, I mean, the technology now with websites allows people to make changes themselves if they set it up correctly with things like content management systems. I think it's not necessarily just the technology. It's understanding of the relationship, how your relationship's going to change with your customers, with your suppliers, how the industry is going to change, how are you going to change behaviours within your organisation. So change management at every level of business is going to become more and more important, because technology doesn't normally change or fail because of technology. It fails because people haven't been trained properly, or they don't have the right skills. In terms of technology people that you're going to have in your business or advising your business, the guys who come in and fix boxes and cables and work with your network or with your computers, they're going to become more and more redundant, in my opinion, as everything goes to the cloud, because there'll be no software residing on those computers. It'll all be in a data center somewhere else. So the skills that are going to be needed are people who can come in and say, well, look, this is an opportunity for you to improve your business processes by streamlining this process or outsourcing this to somebody else who can do it more quickly and allows you to concentrate on your core business. Now, I think you're going to see a continuing rush to niche businesses. So there's this notion of the long tail on the internet, where niche businesses can have a massive market because the internet opens them up to the world, basically. And just to give you a really clear example of that, I've got a colleague who he's from Warrnambool of Scottish ancestry, and he sells bagpipe tuners, of all things, not bagpipes but bagpipe tuners.
That is a niche market,
which is about as niche as it comes. But he has a market around the world for that particular product. What's more, he knows exactly where they are online in the bagpiping forums. He can use social media and really very effectively target those people. And so he's not trying to be all things to everybody. He's very, very niche and very targeted, and he understands the needs of his customers. So, if you're a retail store in a rural area, your main differentiator is going to be customer service, because people will be able to get the products a lot cheaper online. And in fact, the business model may be turned on its head, where you're being paid by a supplier somewhere far away to use your store to allow people to try on products and services. Because as it's happening at the moment, people are coming into sports stores and trying on shoes, and then they go off and buy them at 40% cheaper on the internet. So
That's
how
right.
business is going to adapt to that, and I don't know if anyone's actually figured it out yet, but people are starting to get there, I guess.
Well, there are a few of the topics that you'll be discussing, I guess, at the Broadband Workshop, which is
that's right.
next week, 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. on the 22nd of June at the Shire of Campaspe offices in Echuca, and it's free. So to book, I can give a number out, 54812822. And will you be doing workshops around the wider region as well, Fergal?
Yes, we're running one on the 21st in Weatherburn. The following week, the 29th, in Mildura. We're in Swan Hill on the 6th, Bendigo on the 7th, and we are one other place in Macedon Ranges, so we're in Kyneton on the 5th.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us this morning on the program.
No problem, thanks very much.
That's Fergal Coleman. He's director of Symphony 3, a Melbourne-based IT firm, and he's going to be speaking at the workshops next week. You're listening to ABC Central Victoria.